Okay, so just we'll do okay, so we'll do the I have a few little pieces of news,
Okay,
then we'll do the qualifiers and then we'll talk about the bracket. Is that cool?
perfect.
Okay.
Wait, let me just pull up the bracket so that I have it in front of me. All right.
I printed it out and filled it out.
I love you. You're right.
Just because I didn't want to look at it on the computer because easier
Right.
for me was printed out. Okay, so hello and welcome to Moms of Flavortown.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Debbie.
And hello, it's TOC season. So I will start by saying that please, someone, if you're listening, give me a job. Hunter Fieri. You know what? I'll even take a job from Ryder at this point. Ryder,
Whoa.
you need
What is
someone.
Ryder up to?
Well,
He got
according to
married, right?
no, he just graduated high school,
Oh,
college. He just graduated something and they did a carnival cruise about it.
right.
And on Reddit, people were mad. You always gotta, why does everyone just pay for Guy's family to go on vacation? And it's because the whole thing's an ad. That's
Right.
why.
Right.
The whole thing's an ad for Carnival Cruises. But yeah, so I do need a job. And also, you can go to buymeacoffee.com and give us money.
Yeah. Or if there's any podcast marketing companies out
Oh,
there
yeah.
or
Hire us for
ad
yeah.
sales, we'll shill for most stuff.
Oh, yeah. And also, we were just on the great podcast Broads Next Door.
Hmm.
Me and Debbie told host Daniela the story of Guy Fieri's life. And, we talked about how we love him, but, maybe he is bad.
Yep. Yep.
No, Hunter, I'll take the job. He's great. I love you. I don't care that you're a Nepo baby. You're the best. Oh my
No.
God. So speaking of that, there was on like the official Food Network Instagram, there was like a picture of Guy and Hunter, and they did one of
Uh,
those things that said caption this,
yeah.
like picture of them on TOC, and every comment was like nepotism, Nepo baby. I feel bad for Hunter. I mean, I know that we rag on him, but like he is thrust into the spotlight that he cannot handle, and then everyone's kind of mean to
But also, like, at what point do you say to your dad, I can't continue the family business like this?
Yeah, you say, Dad, just let me like do the TikTok or something. Like I'll handle the
Right.
TikTok account. I don't
Right.
need to be on air talent.
Yeah.
Poor Hunter. Yeah. But remember, Hunter, hire me and I will do your on air appearances.
There you go. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I said this. Did I say this last week where I suggested that you be Hunter Fiery's like writing punch up
Oh,
person?
you did, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just be your on air personality and you tell me what to do,
Yeah.
and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the TOC qualifiers today.
Hmm.
Um, Debbie, do you have any quick updates before we go in with the news?
Um, actually, this is pretty great. Charlie today came home singing the 1 Pound Fish song. And I was like, where on earth did you hear this song? Because it's like, a gem, an internet gem from 15 years ago. Like, what, like,
I don't think
how?
I know this song.
So I didn't know it either until John played it for me.
Okay.
But it's this guy in India who, is a fish guy, fishmonger, and he has this awesome song that he sings to like court people to come to his fish stand.
Okay.
And then that video blew up and he got like a record deal out of it. And it was kind of like, like the William Hung kind of like,
Yeah.
like they made like this very high priced music video for 1 Pound Fish and stuff.
Hmm.
And I hope that he's like living off those residuals for the rest of his life.
Yeah, DM us 1 pound fish guy.
Yeah. And it's so funny. Like, I was like, where did you even know? Like, how do you know this song, Charlie? And he said, I guess one of his friends' older brothers. But then I was like thinking like, how does even the older brother know it? Because it's like not even. Um, but yeah, it's from like when the internet was good.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up and we'll link it in the show notes. So
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit of Flavortown news. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Type, type, type,
Doo
as we say.
doo.
Okay, so the first two pieces are actually kind of like more like corrections from last week, but I'm gonna put them under the news. First one is we didn't talk about this last week on the pod, but it has come to our attention that Mika Leon from the qualifiers has maybe been canceled? Question mark. We are not really sure. We looked it up. I found it on Reddit. Debbie told me about it, and it looks like there's some weird stuff with her ex business partner, including like use of bad like slurs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we I mean I wouldn't say that this is not like why I guess she's not like really famous enough for it to be like super widespread. But we'll just say that we're glad Chris O won so we can root for him with confidence.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so that's one thing. The next thing is last week we were saying that Michelle Wallace from Top Chef had that we had DM'd her and she didn't get back to us. And she heard the episode and DM'd us to apologize.
But we're more sorry because
Yes. No, I did, and I told her she knows that we are not talking smack. I explained to her that we have like a loving rivalry with Pod Chef, and that was
yes.
why we were saying it. But yeah, so Michelle's gonna come on the pod after
Yay!
TOC
Yes.
because right now we're busy. But thank you, Michelle. We love you,
We
and
love you so much. Oh my
it
God, I'm
really
so excited.
it really knocked our socks off to hear that like a celebrity chef was listening to us like in an episode they weren't like tagged in or something, you know?
Yeah.
So we love you, Michelle. Thank you so much for your support.
Any other
Um,
chefs out there that want to tell us that you listen to us? We'll take
yeah,
it.
if you're listening, DM us right now, like Michelle.
Yes. Even if you're
Uh,
not a chef.
yeah, just if you're listening right now, DM us
Yeah.
and send Debbie hate mail, as you
Yeah,
know.
we want to know all about all of our fans that we're not
Or
directly connected
D-
to.
DM us in a 5-star review. How about that?
Yes.
And we do know that there's some new people here from the Broads Next Door interview. And also because TOC, since we were doing the recap, we got like one of our biggest episodes ever. So if
Woo!
you're new here for the TOC coverage, welcome.
Welcome.
We're fun. And then the last piece of Flavortown news this week is that it was the South Beach Food and Wine Festival, and
Mhm.
Instagram was wild. Were you following this, Debbie?
I was not because I spent most of my time in a
Oh
hospital.
yeah,
So
Debbie
tell me about it.
was a not what's the word? Not novice. What am I looking for?
Amateur.
An amateur doula this weekend.
Yeah, I got to see I'll call him my nephew. He's not by blood, but my nephew was born. I got to be there and see the whole thing and hold some legs up and
It's a high honor to be invited to be in the hospital room. So that's
yeah,
very cool.
it was really cool.
But yeah, so the South Beach Food and Wine Festival was going on. Everyone was there. It was all over Instagram, all of our faves. So just go check Instagram if you want to see it. But one notable thing is that Tobias Dorsen is back, baby. He was
Yay!
there at the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh,
He posted an amazing hotel room selfie where he
nice.
was like, I'm back. He was like, cuddling up in a hotel bed. But yeah, so all the chefs were out and about. It looked really fun. And they did a TOC event where they did like a little TOC competition
Oh, cute.
live at the
Who was it?
festival. All the winners were there, I think. Brooke,
Oh.
Tiffany, Manit, and Maylin. It looked like they were all there from Instagram. Like seriously, like there was so much on Instagram this weekend from that.
Mhm.
So if you were there, DM us. Everyone DM us.
That's interesting because I feel like the New York festival was not as, it doesn't sound like, it
It,
sounds like,
this was crazy
yeah.
for real. I'm gonna look up the Tobias post right now. Uh hmm. Oh, sorry, that was his pin. Oh, here it is. I'm just gonna just show it to the computer screen. See that? Yeah,
Ah,
he's wrapped up in his hotel. But yeah, oh no, and here he is at the Tournament of Champions event at the fest with a guy and Hunter right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're all having fun.
I'm
Oh
so
my
glad
God.
that
Let's
he's
listen to this caption. 11/5/24. I'll never forget the night I was shot 11 times, 8 bullets in my lower body, and a bullet hit my main intestine, causing me to have emergency surgery. As soon as I arrived to the hospital, followed by my 4 surgeries in the next 14 days. And then blah, 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 blah. 90 days later, God said different, and I walked out on stage at the biggest food festival in America, Sobe WFF, with over 2,000 people and no assistance but God. So there you have it from
I'm
the
so
Huncho himself.
yeah, that makes me really, really happy. He deserves all good things.
I mean, we got to get him on the pod,
Oh, for
obviously.
sure. Yeah.
And like Justin Warner said when we interviewed him, like he is not like a normal human recovering from that. Like he's like a superhuman, you know.
Yeah.
So we're very happy for you and for God for healing you, Tobias. We love you.
I mean, you can love God. That's not my thing, but
I'm just I'm definitely more into God than you, but I'm just talking from Tobias. You know, he
yeah,
every
yeah,
post he's like, God is great, you
yeah.
know. So I'm just laying some respect on God's
Uh,
name for Tobias, okay?
gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so should we get into the qualifiers?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I DM'd you, but there was so much TV on last night. We're recording this on Monday. This aired
Yeah.
on Sunday. There was the 2 hours of the qualifiers, which were
Yeah.
great. And then I knew there was going to be the bracket reveal, but I thought they were going to reveal the bracket at like the end of the second episode. But then it started and it was like, here's an hour-long show about TOC. And I'm sorry, everybody, but I could not do the whole thing.
And
So
honestly, it didn't. So I watched the episodes today, and they didn't have that like bonus hour yet on the platform. So I don't know.
yeah, I only saw it because I was watching live. I
Right.
definitely would not have realized I had to like look up a third episode.
Right.
But I'll talk about the beginning. But it seems like it's just like they're obviously trying to like milk the ad bucks out of
Mhm.
TOC. So it's just like it was almost like like a kind of a clip show where they're just going to talk
Yeah.
about all of the different people from the show. But yeah, so there
I
were only
truly hated the clip show, by the way.
wait, so it was a different clip show?
No, 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 no. I hate clip
Oh,
shows in general.
I thought you said I think that I hated the clip show, and I was like, wait, you saw it?
Oh no, no, no. I just like I it like in a world, especially on with reality TV where they repeat clips already so
I
often.
know. The worst.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, come on.
I know. But no, so I just got some information from the last hour and we printed out the brackets. So we're gonna go over the bracket after we go over the qualifiers.
Hmm.
But let's start with the qualifiers, episode 3. So first of all, I noticed when this started that there was 8 chefs left, right? And there's 4 spots remaining. There was only 2 men in the whole crowd. So
Yeah.
already we got 8 women and 2 men available. So
Which
right on
actually
brand.
like made things a little difficult in my opinion. Like watching who to root for.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, because there's too many women. I know there
Yeah.
was one battle where it was really hard to root for somebody. Okay, so the remaining chefs come in, and Mr. Fieri, as Guy calls him, Hunter, spins the wheel, and it's Brittany Anderson is the first one, and Guy says she beat the Titans. They don't mention Last Bite Hotel, and I'm wondering if this was filmed before the finale of Last Bite Hotel aired.
Oh,
Um,
probably.
I'm sure that it already had filmed because that's
Hmm.
why she's in this, but like they didn't mention it.
Right.
Um, and then Demetrio Zavala, who
Hmm.
is a Chopped Grand Champion who beat Mark Murphy. Do you remember this guy from Chopped?
I do, but only because like Chopped, like if he was a winner of like something else, I would not have remembered him, even if he wasn't Chopped. But the fact that like Chopped is like my other show,
Yes.
you know?
Well, I remember him being extremely unlikable in that show.
Yes.
Like he was like taunting everybody. Like he had like a
Yes.
reputation of being the mean guy on Chopped.
Yes. Yeah.
So I remember him from that. Um, and yeah, so Brittany says, pleased to meet you to the randomizer, which Guy likes. He's
Yeah.
like, that's how you talk to it. And Demetrio makes the big error. He says, anything but chicken wings.
Yep. Like, why would you even, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would like say it just to, because he knows it'll land on the thing that he wants, you
Yeah,
know?
it seemed like he does not really know the show as well as other people
No.
because everyone knows you don't tell the randomizer what you don't want because you'll always get it.
Right.
So the randomizer is chicken wings, spinach, potato masher, cheesy, and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Chicken wings, spinach, potato masher, cheesy. I would order that if I
Oh,
saw.
hell yeah. Like, you can, whatever you do with any of those ingredients, I'll be like, yes.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
And Guy is saying that he does not like a dry spinach salad, and I agree. I don't
Yeah.
really like raw. I like raw spinach if it's cut extremely thin, but I don't
Yeah.
like a full leaf of spinach
No.
personally.
No.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
I know my mom's not listening. Well, maybe she is. I don't know. But that was like her preferred bagged salad, you know? I
Yeah.
hated it
Well,
growing
my
up.
mom liked
But
that too. I wonder if it's like a boomer thing. I wonder if that was like big in their generation.
yeah.
I prefer my salad greens. I like romaine the best, and like
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go with something that's like more like a smaller leaf, I will go with an arugula.
Yeah, I love an arugula. Although I think I've talked about this before. John does not want me to buy
Oh yeah,
arugula.
Spencer doesn't like arugula either.
Oh,
Um,
it's not that he doesn't like it. It's just like I never finish it and it always goes bad
okay.
before.
No,
Yeah,
like
that's
Spencer doesn't like to have like a whole arugula salad either. Like
yeah.
he like likes it like, and I feel like that I love arugula like on a sandwich. I think it's a
Yeah.
great sandwich green.
Yes.
Anyway, so Hunter is with Brittany. Brittany is doing a spinach Caesar chicken wing with crispy potato croutons. Sounds great, but I immediately thought it wasn't going to be cheesy enough.
Yeah.
Just from that description, because when I think of a dish being cheesy, I instantly imagine melted cheese.
Right. Or like
Yeah,
like, and we can talk about, he did a cheesy mashed potato, which is like,
yeah.
yes, obviously.
It was too
Yeah.
obvious, but they
Yeah.
loved it because
Yeah.
that is very cheesy.
Right.
And Brittany says she deserves to be here because she spent many years crying in a walk-in. I love that. It's
Yeah. Relatable.
yeah, very It's like the meme. There's lots of
Yeah.
memes about crying in a walk-in.
Yeah.
People love it. And I feel like you don't hear a lot of the male chefs admitting that they cried in a walk-in, but they
Nope.
probably did. I mean, have you ever met Carmi, for
I
example?
mean, for real. Oh my God.
So Justin is with Demetrio, and Demetrio is making Coq au vin chicken wings, which does sound
Mhm.
like a great idea. Like I
Yeah.
like that idea. And Guy says Demetrio's daughter looks like him and is very cute. And it's just so random that Guy brought. Like, is that like the only thing Guy knows? Like Guy doesn't bring up everyone's kids.
Yeah.
So it's pretty.
Maybe that was like
random.
the only redeeming thing
Yeah.
about this.
I know this guy's weird, but he's got a cute kid. Come on.
Yeah.
And Brittany puts half a jar of anchovies in her spinach dressing, which delicious.
Yeah.
But do you remember on Last Bite Hotel, she made like a Caesar that was very well regarded too
Yeah.
on there. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's like one of her like specialties. Well, she
Yeah.
makes a lot of Italian food, I think.
Yeah.
And she's only using pecorino and parm for cheesy.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that was a little bit. So Brittany, her food is obviously awesome, but
Yeah.
she definitely doesn't seem like she's like exactly ready for the TOC randomizer the way some people are.
Right. Although, like, I feel like she probably could have just done a couple, like I would have just graded a bunch more
Yes. And
at
she
the
said she
last
wanted
minute.
to, but she
Yeah.
ran out of time. But
Yeah.
even if she like melted some cheese on the potatoes or something,
Yeah.
like do that would have been more cheesy. But yeah,
Yeah.
it just definitely
Or a
wasn't enough
frica
cheese. Yes.
something.
Oh, delicious. My favorite.
Yeah.
And Demetrio is doing an Alain Ducasse cheesy potato using provolone and Gruyere. And you gotta love Justin. He tells you the history of the Alain Ducasse potato.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why we need Justin.
Yeah.
Hunter's over there being like,
I feel, oh God, it's like so hard.
It's not fair.
No.
It's really kind of not fair to him.
No.
At this point, I used to love to clown on him, and now I'm starting to feel bad for him
Yeah.
because it's like it's gone on too long.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do better in the Wayfair Lounge.
Yes.
Justin tastes the potato and loves it. Guy talks with the judges. We get the headless shots. They have very good outfits. And I feel like I like tried on this dress Manit was wearing
Oh,
when I was looking for dresses for my sister-in-law's black tie wedding. It
right.
looked a lot like this one I tried on, and I
Nice.
tried it on at Nordstrom, which is a
Uh-huh.
fancy store, so it's
Yeah.
possible, you know.
Yeah.
Uh Brittany is only using her masher on one thing. Again, like it's a good idea, but
Yeah.
it wasn't enough. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I feel like a lot of the things that she's doing are very like good moves for Chopped or something like
Yes,
that.
totally.
Yeah. Like
Um, yeah.
she would have gotten away with some of these things a little bit more on other shows.
Yeah, or Last Bite Hotel, for
Yeah.
example. And Brittany runs out of time and doesn't get as much cheese on the plate as she wants.
Yeah.
So the judges come in, no surprise. It's Manit, Maylin, and Tiffany.
Hmm.
And Demetrio says he went up against Tiffany before and lost. Um, so Justin Reach versus Demetrio. Manit loves the mashed potatoes, lots of flavor in a short time. May says the flavors are spot on, but wish the chicken wing was braised more. And Tiffany loves the Gruyere and provolone, but the spinach wasn't great. And they show that where he just like sauteed the spinach and he's like, I'm gonna let it speak for himself. But it wasn't like I mean, I feel like it could have been good at like a restaurant, but it wasn't
Right.
good for TOC.
Right.
Then Hunter reads for Brittany, and he mentions that she uses Calabrian chili oil. And the Bobby Flay ad comes up again when he mentions the Calabrian chilies. And it's
Okay.
my conspiracy brain, but Spencer was like, I think that proves it because
Yeah.
it doesn't come up the whole, it's not like it comes up every segment, you know?
Right. Right.
But it's like the AI learning is like hearing Calabrian chili and put up
Yeah.
a picture of Bobby Flay, put it up.
Is he? Do you think he's big Calabrian chili? Like, do you think he lobbies for like in Congress for it?
Oh. Like he has like stock in a Calabrian chili importer and he's
Right,
like,
yeah,
we gotta get people to buy more Calabrian chilies.
totally.
So I think, and I did see the ad once more, but I didn't see it all the time. And this is two episodes where it came up exactly when they mentioned Calabrian chili.
Yeah.
So this is my conspiracy brain, but I think it's true. Manit says it is smart to use the masher for croutons, and the deep fried spinach is good texture, which that looked great to me.
Hmm.
Maylin, though, thinks it's too much fried, but she loves Caesar dressing. And Tiffany loves the crunchy spinach and
Hmm.
likes to use the potato masher.
Hmm.
And I just think that it looked like Brittany's tasted better than Demetrio's, like for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
So there's a 2 point difference, 78-76, and Brittany wins.
Yeah. Yay.
I know. I was really rooting for Brittany.
Yeah.
I have her in my bracket. Okay, we'll do the brackets later. But the brackets were so hard. It
Oh
was
my God.
so much Sophie's choice in
Yeah.
this bracket.
Totally.
And we're talking about our friend Sophie Strauss. We're seeing what's her choices.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a deep cut. Listen to our Christmas episodes, both
Yes.
years, if you
With
want to hear
Bobby
about them.
Flay,
Yeah.
eat
Oh,
Calabrian chilies.
yes. Okay, so the next battle, Hunter spins the wheel, and it's Ashley Shanti versus Payette de Spain.
Mhm.
And Ashley, like, I knew her, but I like
Yeah.
forgot she was from Top Chef because she's one of those people that got eliminated, and you're like, I thought she was gonna go all the way.
Yep.
But she got eliminated way too early.
Yeah.
She got eliminated.
And she also, you know, like I don't mean to compare them because, or not compare them, but like liken them because they're both awesome black chefs. But like she has a similar thing with as
With
Dawn,
Dawn Burrell, yeah.
where
she's her
she,
own worst enemy.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because like actually, it's like even the judges say later that like this could have been great, but like
yeah,
there's no way she could have won, right?
no,
So
and
let's go
she
through
knew it too.
Yeah. She said if she won, she would have been pissed because she. Okay, so the randomizer is ground beef, cherry tomatoes, spiralizer, and peppery in 28 minutes.
Hmm.
And like ground beef, cherry tomatoes, that's like something I make all the
Oh
time.
my God,
You know?
peppery,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was thinking about you because Guy was like, "Oh, cherry tomatoes are great unless you don't like skin," and I was like, "That's the problem in Debbie's family."
yep, yep.
Because Debbie likes the skin and her husband does not.
What am I gonna do? Peel?
I know.
Cherry tomatoes, give me a fucking
Well,
break.
the skin is good when they blister and caramelize.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to eat a lot of like today for my lunch, I got like a gyro bowl and it
Uh-huh.
had cherry tomatoes and there was too many. I don't want to eat like a lot of raw cherry tomatoes, but
Ah.
when yeah, I mean I like to eat them, but like I'll eat like, four in my salad. I don't need there was like
Oh,
10, you know.
I like snack on a full pint.
Too acidic for me. But when they are like sugary and caramelized,
Mm,
I can eat like a whole pot.
mm.
Um, okay, so this battle was cool because Ashley is a Black Appalachian chef and Piet is indigenous.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like TOC, right?
Yeah.
We love it. Ashley is making Salisbury steak with spiralized potatoes. Again, sounds great. Oh, Debbie, you were talking recently about how you accidentally cooked something that tasted exactly like the lean cuisine Alfredo sauce.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think about the lean cuisine Salisbury steak. That
Oh,
was a
yeah.
thing that I ate all the time.
All the time. Also, the kid, what was it? What was the
Kid cuisine?
kid cuisine? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They had a really good Salisbury steak too, but obviously, I think it's like the same
Yeah, it's
parent
probably
company.
the exact same one, just like lean cuisine like pumps in some weird like textured vegetable protein to make it less calories or something.
Yeah.
Um, and Payette does the stewed saffron tomatoes with kubada from Persian cuisine,
Mhm.
which again, both these things sound great.
Yeah.
And I think both these dishes could have been great, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Payette is spiralizing onions because she says zucchini in a spiralizer is basic, uh, which is true.
Yeah.
And Aisha is using her kitchen pepper. Oh, sorry, not Aisha. Oh my God. Ashley.
Hmm.
Woo, sorry. Is using her kitchen pepper. And I didn't know this, that chefs can bring in five of their own
Yeah, I
ingredients to
didn't know
bring to
that
them.
too. And that's
Uh,
really cool.
yeah, and so it's like because like she went, she's like, I'm gonna use my kitchen pepper, but she like, got it off the spice rack, and I'm like, how is your kitchen pepper in the spice rack?
Yeah.
Because she brought it. So I wonder if like other chefs could use that. Like once she brings it, is it
Oh,
just there? I guess we should ask Justin Warner that
yeah.
next time he's back. And Payette is adding pink peppercorn to the tomatoes.
Ugh,
And she keeps being like, I don't want to make it too peppery. I don't want to make it too peppery, which is bad.
yeah.
Again, I feel like it's like the chopped, where it's like on chopped, if you have like a gross ingredient, you try to make it like detectable but not overpowering.
Right.
But on TOC, if the randomizer says peppery, you have to make it
You
really
have to.
peppery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ashley is behind. She has yet to cook her Salisbury steaks.
Hmm.
And at this point, Payette has not even opened her beef yet. It's like you see it like still in the package, and she only has 8 minutes to cook it. Um, Ashley is doing spiralized fried potatoes, which like I think we've seen this before, and it looks awesome.
Yeah,
I would
totally.
love to eat that, and but she can't find her components. Like everything's all around the kitchen, she can't find it. And she almost doesn't get everything on the plate. She does not really get the potatoes on. She like throws some crumbs on.
Yeah.
And at first I thought she might get disqualified, but I guess she did get enough of the crumbs on that they let her stay in. So like she knows she's not going to make it, right?
Right.
And at the judging, Justin reads for Payette. He says, May says she loves the skewered meat, but she can't see the spiralizer and the beef is dry. Tiffany says it's a great use of the ground beef, but it's not impactfully peppery. And
Hmm.
Manit says it's a great idea, but it's not peppery.
Hmm.
And then Hunter reads for Ashley. And Tiffany asks what kitchen pepper is, but she says it's very peppery.
Hmm.
Manit loves the cherry tomato sauce, and the little bit of potatoes are great. And May can tell the chef ran out of time. She says it could be spectacular. So the scores are the lowest ever in TOC history, I read
Crazy.
today. Yeah, 60 to 67, and Payette wins. The guy is like, congrats, but you can tell that he's kind of like pissed.
Yeah, it's like get your shit together, people.
Yeah, he's like not like some of the times he's like, you did it. With her, he's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, she won only because she had
Yes.
more components on her plate.
Yeah, like there was definitely other people in the qualifiers that did a lot better than she did, but
Yeah.
like the head-to-head battle, she wins.
Yep.
Um, And that's the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 more battles for episode 4.
I hope Ashley is back. I really like
Yes,
watching her cook.
I do too. I feel like she, if her dish was finished, she would have done great. And I don't remember why she got eliminated from Top Chef, but I remember it feeling like she was, I remember her being like a fan favorite early on and
Yeah.
then got
And
eliminated.
it was if I remember correctly, it must have been one of those like double eliminations or something when it was like her partner's fault or something. Like I remember being like she's being like it was like
Yeah.
such a weird
Uh,
elimination.
I would love to try her restaurant. I'm sure it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so qualifiers episode 4. The last 4 chefs come in. It's so empty. The first round is Stephanie Boswell, who's an internationally acclaimed pastry chef, and Adriana Urbina, who is the first Latina chopped grand champion. And
Hmm.
she's one of those people that like I recognize her, but I don't like remember exactly. But like
Yeah.
I know she looks familiar.
Yeah. But
And
the other one I didn't recognize.
no. And yeah, she's a pastry chef. And later she said it's her first competition. And like, I get it if she's like a famous pastry chef and guys like, sure, come to the qualifiers. But it's supposed to be tournament of champions.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be people that have won previous. Like
Yeah.
compared to some of the other people in the qualifiers who've like won a bunch of stuff, it's like, okay, good for you, Stephanie Boswell. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure she's very nice. The randomizer is tilapia, wax beans, ricer, buttery, and 28 minutes. And I did think it was funny when Guy was like, if you put that tilapia in that ricer, I mean, you could do it probably, make a
I mean, yeah,
weird,
made like a fish sausage or something, you know?
yeah. I mean, as I say, no one likes tilapia. I remember in like the late 90s, early 2000s, tilapia was huge.
But
Remember
that was
that?
like a diet thing.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah, it's like I'm talking about like when I was on Weight Watchers. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
ooh, tilapia 0 points.
yeah. Oh my God. I mean, and the funny thing is, like everybody's like, "Oh, but fresh tilapia, that's the way to go." But I feel like never had.
But isn't tilapia only exists in a farm, right? It's like not a real, it doesn't exist in the wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's why it's not good because it was like an engineered fish, I
Oh, okay.
think. DM me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like that's the whole thing about it. Um,
Cool.
that's like why you like won't find it at like the farmer's market because it's like a
Right.
farmed fish only.
Yeah.
And actually, okay, sorry, quick Sheena story. So you know how we do Taco Tuesday,
Uh-huh.
and Sheena is like such like a snob sometimes. I love it about her. Like I love that she has like, like good taste or whatever.
Yeah.
But so like we came back from our vacation, our kitchen was finally done, and we were like ready to do our first Taco Tuesday. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm gonna make chicken tacos this week. And she was like, no, please, fish tacos, please. So tomorrow we went to the farmer's market this week, and tomorrow last week I did make chicken. I was like,
Uh-huh.
sorry, you're gonna eat chicken tacos,
Right.
you 4-year-old. But this week, I am making fish
Oh,
tacos.
what kind of fish?
We get cod from the farmer's market for the
Nice.
fish tacos. I feel like it's easy to cook in a fish taco
Yeah.
way.
I had cod last night.
Ooh, what did you do?
Oh, we went to Queensboro because I was like so
Ah,
exhausted from the birth.
yes.
Um, and they had like a really good crusted cod with like a olive tomato polenta. It was awesome.
Sounds
Yeah.
delicious. Okay, so Stephanie is happy about the buttery because she can use brioche.
Hmm.
And Adriana is doing a fried tilapia coated in nutritional yeast with a brown butter sauce.
Hmm.
And I don't think I've ever had something coated in nutritional yeast, but it seems like a great idea.
So I'm surprised, like you living in punk houses, you
Well, I've
haven't had.
had nutritional yeast. No, I haven't had like a fish fried in
Oh,
nutritional
okay, I was
yeast.
gonna say like
No, I've had
didn't you eat
nutritional
it
yeast.
over popcorn on like for every movie night at the punk
No,
house? Like
I didn't.
that's
I don't think I did it like that. I've like had like when I lived at like different punk houses or whatever. I didn't really live with that many vegans at that
Uh,
point. Like I had vegan roommates and they did
yeah.
nutritional yeast, but that was like more in like a fancier situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but it sounds like a great idea to
Yeah.
coat a fish in a nutritional yeast. Um, Neither of them know how to use the ricer. They're both putting it off.
Yeah.
Stephanie is making an aioli and adding Bortaga to it, which sounds very good.
I love Betraga.
And Guy is explaining to Hunter why that's good. And I feel so bad for Hunter because usually Justin would be explaining why it's good. But Guy's like, Hunter, let me explain to you what Botarga is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Aw.
I know it's not your job, Hunter. It's halfway through. No one has used the ricer. But then Adriana is smashing cauliflower, wax beans, and potato into a puree.
Mm-hmm.
Very creative.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter walks up to Stephanie and is like, what is the? And they're not even giving him a good edit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
God, make sure they give him a good edit. But Stephanie pushes her aioli through the ricer,
Mm-hmm.
and Guy gives her that look of like, I don't know about that. And Adriana uses the ricer to juice a Meyer lemon into her vinaigrette. So she used it two ways now. And Stephanie puts like a huge piece of cheese onto the fish and tries to melt it. And like I have no problem with cheese on fish, but the way she did it did not look very good.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was really cool. Like her idea, I thought in general
Hmm.
was a good idea, given the ingredients, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but like I feel like you could tell that she was not experienced in competition cooking. I feel like that, like let's say that Shota made that dish, he could have made it really cool.
Yeah.
Or like someone like a competition chef who like is like good at like the TOC competition could have, but I feel like it would have been good. But anyway,
Yeah.
Hunter reads for Stephanie. Tiffany likes it a lot. May says the sandwich is ginormous, but loves the wax bean salad, but wants more butter. And Manit said the ricer could be used more.
Hmm.
And then Justin reads for Adriana. Tiffany said that quote, which has been in every preview, this dish is TOC ready. When we
Hmm.
say TOC ready, this is what we're looking for. So we've been wondering the whole time what she was going to say that about because I keep showing her saying that.
Yeah.
May Lynn says it's very pretty, TOC worthy.
Hmm.
Manit says it's smart, but needed more brown butter. So like
Hmm.
at this point, there's no way Adriana was not going to win when everyone's like, this is what TOC is all about.
Yeah.
And it was 84 to 77, the highest score of the play-in so far. And Adriana wins. She gets through.
Hmm.
And then Stephanie is like, if this is my first competition, that means I'm great. And
All right,
I'm
calm down, Stephanie.
I'm not trying to hate on her, but yeah, I just felt like it was like a little bit disrespectful to TOC.
Yeah.
Like we have like Carlos Anthony, Jonathan Sawyer, like all Brittany, like all these people that have like really proven themselves in competitions. Debbie, your microphone cut out. It has no. Try.
All right. Is this working?
Okay. Yes, now it's working.
Okay.
Okay, great. Sorry.
I'm trying the
Um,
handheld of it all. You can
oh
cut this
yeah, you look very cool.
out.
Um, but okay, so the next round is David Viana versus Dara Yu. And Dara Yu was on MasterChef when she was 12 and
Great.
then again as an adult, but she is the youngest MasterChef winner.
I love that.
Do you watch MasterChef?
I've only watched it. No, I've never watched it actually.
Yeah, I've seen like one episode, I think, or
Yeah.
something. And I know people like MasterChef, but like it's hard for me to watch network cooking competitions for some reason. They
Yeah.
always are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
George, we had George on Hell's Kitchen, but
oh yeah, I
as
like
like
Hell's Kitchen though.
yeah.
That's different.
Is it? Like I have no idea.
Hell, have you ever seen Hell's Kitchen?
Not until I watched George's episode.
I have watched like some seasons of Hell's Kitchen, and Hell's Kitchen is just like it's Gordon Ramsay at his most Gordon Ramsayest, where
Uh-huh.
he's just like it's like not about the chefs, it's about Gordon Ramsay screaming at everybody, and he always they always cook scallops.
Hmm.
And like, because it's like they're like they're not like it's not like people making their own dishes most of the time. It's
Yeah.
mostly like people cooking in Hell's Kitchen. It's like
Right.
they're like working at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Right.
And so there's always scallops on the menu, and there's always like someone making scallops. And he always there's always a point every season where he goes up to where Gordon Ramsay like takes the scallops off the pass and it's
Uh-huh.
like poking them, and it's just to show you how shitty they are.
Yeah.
But it's poking the scallops. And it's just like it's kind of like campy in a different way.
Yeah.
It's not like Master Chef. I don't like about it, and no offense, dare you, is that it's like supposed to be so inspirational.
Uh-huh.
It's always like, oh, because it's just home chefs, so it's always like, oh, these home chefs have been through so much, and here's
Right.
why they're great, and it's like a little too inspirational for me.
Yeah. Got it.
Um, anyway, the randomizer is ground pork, white cauliflower, panini press, sauteed, 32 minutes. Again, you immediately think a larb, right? When you hear
Right.
that. Yeah.
Of course.
So David Viana is doing a taco with salsa matcha, and he's making a fresh tortilla on the panini press.
Beautiful.
And he's not making a masa tortilla, he's doing a flour tortilla. So that's
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a lot on cooking competitions, people making their own like masa
Right.
tortillas, but not the
Right.
flour
Not the
ones.
flour. Definitely not. Not
Um,
definitely.
and Dara is doing a larb style lettuce cup.
Yeah.
So Guy brings all the winners back to cheer.
Hmm.
And David is doing duck fat in his tortilla, which sounds great.
Oh, yes.
And he lets it rest in the vacuum sealer, just like Britt did with her pasta. Remember,
Hmm.
like it's like the way to like make it rest faster.
Yeah.
Uh, and Dara and David are both talking about how they've been like super bonded by sitting through every battle because of the last two. So
Mhm.
like they're buddies at this point because they've been there the whole time. But
Yeah.
David says it's a few weeks, but it's definitely only been 2 days, right?
Right. Yeah. There's no way that it's been.
Because there's 2 days of each. Uh, there's been the chefs. I mean, sorry, the judges wear the same clothes for 2 episodes, so I
Yeah.
assume that they have them on. It's just like they do, 4 battles a day or whatever.
Right.
Um, and I guess like David thought that they were going to be like airing them once a week, so he's like, "Oh yeah, we've been here 4 weeks," but the TV math. Uh, and Dara is doing like a green curry cauliflower sauce. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I bet her food tastes good, but I did not think it looked TOC ready, as
No, for
Tiffany would
sure.
say.
Yeah. But she was also rushing towards the end too.
Yeah. And again, she's like a seasoned competitor. She's been on MasterChef twice, but MasterChef again is for home cooks. It's not for chefs.
Right.
So Justin reads for David. Okay, so and the thing about David, I meant to text my friend this, but I'm gonna say it on the pod. David, to me, it looks exactly like my friend's like 2-year-old son. I don't think he's a bad looking guy, but he looks so much like a little bit like a toddler, like a Jewish toddler.
Yeah.
Is that mean? I don't think he's a bad looking guy.
Oh no, no. I totally get that.
I have to text my friend Alyssa to tell her that I said that on the podcast about her son. Um, so Justin reads for David. May says that it was well distributed flavors, not enough sauteed.
Mhm.
Okay, sauteed is one of those ones in the randomizer where I'm like, how can they tell how sauteed it is?
Right. Right.
Because everyone did saute stuff. Like that's when it's like cheesy, you can tell if it's cheesy or not. It's
Right.
like, did they really saute this?
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Yeah.
Tiffany says it's not sauteed enough and gives points for the tortilla. Manit says it's ready for TOC, which there's more cauliflower.
Mhm.
And David is freaking out. He keeps snapping. He's doing a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hunter reads for Dara. Manit says it's a smart use of the panini press. May says she loves the lettuce wrap, but Bib lettuce was the wrong choice.
Mm.
And Tiffany says there was too many pre-made ingredients. And yeah, and I think for a lettuce wrap, like for like a larb style, you need more of like almost like an iceberg or something.
I mean, I think Bib is okay, like or butter lettuce.
Uh-huh. I mean, I guess it tastes good, but I do think that it's easy for it to fall apart. Maybe you just need more, you need to double wrap it or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's 72-76, and David Viana wins.
Hmm.
And that's the end of the qualifiers. So 8 people is a lot from the
That's a lot,
qualifiers. Yeah.
but
So there,
it's a good set of people.
yes, I'm happy with the people that made it.
Mhm.
Um, and then the next is the TOC sneak peek and the bracket reveal.
Mhm.
So I watched like the first 10 minutes and then I was like, I have to go to bed. I can now watch another hour of TV.
Yeah,
I will read about it tomorrow online.
yeah.
But Tiffany was there wearing uh her TOC clothes like for like being the Simon.
Uh,
And she was like looked like she was like role playing Justin almost. She has glasses on and she was wearing like a bolo tie and she looked very nerdy and cute. I think it was a good outfit.
yeah, I liked in the last two episodes, the last two qualifiers, I liked this like pajama thing
Yeah,
that
we'll see. I think in the qualifiers though, she was going a little more femme,
yeah.
and she's a little more mask in the when she's doing like the sidelines. I think.
Yeah.
And Justin looks like he has a great new mullet, or maybe just how
Yeah.
his hair was
No,
cut, but it looks great.
I love it. It's like
Yeah.
very like mid 80s George Clooney mullet. You
Oh
know?
yeah, it looks great, and whoever styled it, it's very good.
Yeah.
So for the bracket, there is no more East West. It's just division A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the bracket.
It's a
So I guess if you're listening, look it up because it's kind of hard to do it. It's kind of hard to just listen to it, I feel like.
yeah.
Um, but what I picked, I'll go through it a little bit.
Yeah.
So division, so the first division is Antonia LaFaso is the 1 seed
Hmm.
going up against Maria Mazzone.
Hmm.
Then we have Tim Love as the 4th seed going up against Rocco DeSpirito.
Hmm.
Kevin Lee is going up against Casey Thompson, and Adam Sobel is going up against Adriana Urbina.
Hmm.
So sorry, Maria, I love you, but I had to pick Antonia for
Oh
that one.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think Antonia is going to go to the final two.
Yeah. It's kind the brackets are crazy because
The brackets are crazy.
yeah, I feel there's we can go through all of them, but there's like so many pairings that I'm like, fuck, I don't
It's
even.
really hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's just go through like the first round. So
Yeah.
then the next one is Britt Racino versus Chris O. I reluctantly picked Britt for that one.
I actually picked Chris.
Ooh, I mean, I think it could go either way. I just
Yeah.
think that Britt has more experience and like with playing to the randomizer. Um,
That's
but
but Chris
sh-
is I mean, Chris does a lot of competitions too. So I don't know, like I feel like he has done some weirder stuff, which I appreciate.
yeah, but I guess it depends on what the randomizer is and who is the judges.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I skipped Tim Love and Rocco DeSpirito.
Oh yeah.
I pick Rocco in that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely Rocco. Kevin Lee was
I
mine.
pick Kevin over Casey for
Yeah.
sure. And then for Adam Sobel versus Adriana, you know I did not pick Adam Sobel.
Nope. Nope.
Well, they said Adriana is TOC ready. If you're new to the pod, we hate Adam Sobel here. No, I'm sure he's a nice guy and a great chef, but I think on TOC he's obnoxious,
Yep.
and I think that Adriana could beat him and deserves to beat him.
Yep.
Okay, so we said Britton Crusoe, Stephanie Izard, and Michael Reed. I'm going Stephanie on this
Yeah,
one.
Stephanie. She'll kill this.
I have Stephanie on my bracket slated to go to the final four against Antonia.
Oh wow.
So that's my pick. Okay, then Kalina versus Chris Constantino. So you and I disagreed on Kalina. I liked her on Top Chef. You hated her.
Mm-hmm. But Chris also, I'm not like a huge fan of. And they even in the preview for the season, they have him doing some awful dad pun that
Oh
just
yeah.
made me, I forget what he even said, but it was just like, I was just like, oh, I forget what it was. It was like some religious pun. And I was like, oh, Chris Constantino.
I picked I picked Kalina over Chris in that one. And then for Shota Nakajima versus Brittany Anderson, this will be one of those hard ones. Who did
Mhm.
you pick?
I picked Shota.
I
Okay.
picked Brittany.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, it could have gone either way. I think Brittany has the drive right now. It just,
Yeah.
Shota is always dominating, you
I
know?
know. I love Shota. Obviously, I would not be upset if Shota wins.
Yeah.
But I picked Brittany in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the other side of the bracket. First is Jet Tila versus Piet. I mean, obviously, sorry,
Obviously.
Piet. Obviously, Jet Tila.
Right.
And I also picked Jet to go to the final four, but I have him knocked out in the final four by someone very special.
Yeah. Oh.
Um, okay, so the next Joe Sasto versus Fabio Viviani. I think it's
Like,
so funny that they're against each other.
I know. And Fabio, obviously.
Yeah, I picked Fabio, but okay, so I know I'm talking about Reddit so much, but I'm like obsessed with Food Network Reddit now. And
Uh,
there's a lot of Sasto apologists in Food Network Reddit. Some
okay,
people,
this is what I don't understand. Like, because even,
Debbie, talk
no
closer to
offense,
the mic.
no offense to like former um guest Brit, but like Joe Sasto, ugh. But it
See,
seems
I
like,
think
yeah,
I think that the fact that we have lived in Brooklyn makes us dislike Joe more than some people would. I think that like for some people they think he's like a cool, quirky guy, but we just know so many of that guy that I think it sours us on him.
yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's why we agree on that.
Yeah.
But some people love him.
And the
Okay,
fact
then
that he's kept up the mustache all these years, like, ugh.
I okay, then next another hard one.
Yeah, this
Leanne Wong versus Chris Scott. We love them both. Okay. I was sure Chris Scott told us he wasn't going to TOC 6, but obviously I was wrong.
yeah,
Um, so Chris Scott, friend of the pod.
yeah. I
I,
feel like Chris might have won in this one.
I chose Leanne, but obviously I'll be happy either way on that one.
Right.
And then next is Karen Akunowitz versus Jonathan Sawyer. Sorry, Jonathan Sawyer, it's not your year.
Nope. Nope.
I feel bad for Jonathan. Why don't they put him up against someone easy? I guess he's a 7 seed, so they can't. But like he never advances. He always up against some badass bitch who
Yeah.
beats him. Then we have Tobias versus David Viana, and obviously Tobias.
Yeah, obviously.
Then we have Dale Talday versus Sarah Bradley. Sorry, Dale, Debbie's best friend and photographer, but Sarah's winning this one.
Yeah, obviously.
And I have Sarah going to the final two in my
Yes.
bracket. Sarah versus Antonia. I think Antonia will take it, but I think Sarah's going to go to the final two. And then we have Claudette Zepeda versus Nini. Again, two great people, but on this pod, we love us some Nini.
Yeah.
And also Nini's hot off Last Bite Hotel.
Yeah.
And then, okay, this one.
This one's so hard.
It's hard, but I feel like it's Carlos. Okay,
I
so
mean,
sorry. It's Amanda Freitag versus Carlos Anthony. Amanda's like, I'm gonna win. That's what she's saying in all the previews. But
yeah.
I think that Carlos has the fire under him.
Yeah. I think Carlos has the fire and Amanda, like, bless her heart. I adore her, but like she just doesn't do that well on competitions like this.
Well, she did get to the final two 1 year.
Oh my God, she did, didn't she?
Yeah, so that's why she like has the fire. Is like she's been so close. So the
Yeah.
first 2 years, I think she made it like really close to the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, so but I know that in the 2 years after that she didn't. So I see what you're saying, but she has done well before. But I have Carlos winning, but then obviously getting knocked out by Nini in the next round.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to anyone who's a dude.
yeah,
It's
so Debbie, we should type these up so we can put them on our Instagram
yeah,
as our formal announcement of our brackets.
totally.
And they'll be slightly different, obviously. But
Yeah.
I had the final two as Antonia and Sarah, and Antonia winning it. I mean, you never know. Antonia could not get knocked out first round, but I'm excited.
Wait, did we I'm trying to see if there's any like possible upsets, and I'm not really seeing.
Well, I said that Carlos would beat Amanda Freitag. That's a big upset.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Adriana
Yeah, Adriana beating Adam Sobel
and
would be
Chris
a big
O. So
upset.
for me, it's Chris O beating Britt.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, there's a few like Nini beating Claudette. Claudette's seated above Nini, even though
Yeah,
that wouldn't be like a huge shock. And
right.
also, Dale is seated again. So Sarah Bradley is the fifth seed,
But that's
and
because she hasn't been on it before.
Yeah, but she's won. I mean, I guess she didn't win Top Chef. Like you don't get points for being in the finals of Top Chef twice, I guess,
Right.
because you're not a champion. So yeah, but I think Sarah's gonna I mean, I think that Sarah really like gets competitions
Yeah.
and I think she knows how to cook to the competition. So I think she's gonna do really well.
Yeah.
Um, so also I didn't do the math on how many white men there are, but not many.
Not many
Um,
at all, which is nice.
there's Joe and Fabio, Jonathan Sawyer, David Viana.
Tim Love.
Uh, oh yeah, on the other side there's more because there's Chris Constantino, Adam Sobel, and Rocco and Tim Love.
Yeah.
But it's still more women and people of color, as always. So I'm psyched. Everybody, let me see. I posted something on Instagram to see if anyone had any questions for us. And I don't think anyone said anything. But let me check just to see. I I did it like half an hour before we recorded, so
Yeah.
I didn't give people a lot of time. Um,
But I think in general, if you have questions, send us your questions. We'll talk about them.
yes, please, and we love you. And also, as you know, leave us a 5-star rating on your app of choice, please. And also buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. Links in our show notes. Oh, yeah. And I keep forgetting to say, we should say at the top of the episode something, but we're on YouTube now.
Mhm.
Um, we're not edited and we're just us talking into our microphones at our computers. But if you want to see how
In
cute
our
me and Debbie
bedrooms.
look, yeah, if you want to see the art we have on our walls or how cute we look, Debbie's wearing a necklace Charlie made her. Is that true?
It is. It's a multi-chained
It's beautiful.
tour. Thank you.
And also Debbie and I get our hair cut at the same place. So if you want
Yeah.
to see an ad for Queen of Swords,
Yes. Shout out to the best hair salon in all of New York.
we love them. And
Uh,
yeah, that's all
oh,
I gotta say.
we
Yes.
didn't do dinners.
Oh, I forgot because we were so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so it's not exciting, but we had leftovers of uh some falafel and well, I didn't have falafel. I had chicken shawarma and
Ooh,
uh I mixed it together with like it was a bunch of leftovers, so I just like kind of threw it all into a bowl, my slop bowl
delicious. I
of
love a slop bowl. Love
yeah,
it.
Mediterranean and Middle Eastern flavors.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
Uh, so Spencer last night, every winter, he loves, I've said this before about him. He's our soup chef in the house, our soupier, and he loves to make a soup. And every winter, he loves to make a potato leek soup. So he made a potato leek soup. It was delicious. And we had it last night and then tonight to add to it. There's like this like little place near us called Simply Fried, which
Mhm.
has fried food, and we got some fried shrimp to have on the side.
Ooh,
And yeah, and Sheena loves shrimp and she ate way more than her fair share of the shrimp.
rude. You should show the nacho sketch
The nacho sketch?
from I Think You Should Leave.
Oh, yes, exactly. She ate all the shrimp and she ate so many and there was two left and I left them on Spencer's plate because I was like, Daddy needs to have two shrimp. And then she ate one of them before we got to the table.
Ah,
I know. Like I said, she loves seafood. She has expensive taste.
yeah,
But yeah, so that's all I think. Please leave us a rating and review and also
send me hate mail.
subscribe to us and send Debbie hate mail. Okay, and I think it's time for us to pack our
Pepper, no,
knives and
and go.
go.
Good night.
Goodbye.